Hello everybody, Merry Christmas. I'm Oscar W.
Merry
Fitchett.
Christmas.
I'm Oscar W. Fitchett.
And I'm not Oscar W. Fitchett.
And welcome to our Christmas video for this year. Our Christmas Eve special. And now this is going to be our top 12 favourite Christmas films / short films collectively. Not in any in alphabetical order. That's the specific order this is, because you couldn't quite rank Christmas films, could you?
I find it really hard to order them, because Christmas films are like really wholesome and nice, and kind of like, even if a Christmas film's a little bit bad, when I say bad, I don't mean like, there are Christmas films I hate.
Weak.
Even if it's weak, if it's a bit cheesy or a bit cheap, or you know these films on like true Christmas movies, the
TV Christmas movies, yeah.
Even then, you can't really hate them because they're so wholesome.
Yes. So starting things off, the first Christmas film we're going to talk about, again in alphabetical order, is, I'm going to say recent. It's about 6 years old now, so it's not quite recent anymore. But it's Arthur Christmas, an animated one.
An animated classic.
An animated British one. And I don't know about you, Sophie, but don't the Brits do Christmas better than the Yanks? I remember thinking this was a very nice, like a very good take on the whole Santa mythos.
Yeah.
I was saying to you,
well, every film kind of does it a little bit different, I think. Like, in terms of Santa, the lore of Santa.
But it's like, I said to you, I'm not really a fantasy person. Like, I like Harry Potter, that's the most fantasy that I like. And Narnia, I can dig Narnia. But it's like the general story of Narnia.
Yeah, I get what you mean, like the world and everything.
Yeah. But I can't really get down with Lord of the Rings. Or
and apparently, as we discovered last night, you can't really get down with Skyrim either.
I can't really get down with Skyrim.
You fell asleep watching me play Skyrim.
I nod off. So it's, but like anything like Santa and the North Pole, I think it's because it's like, it's just something ingrained in your childhood so much so that like, that fantasy element of it is so like...
And it's a little bit different,
I'm so fascinated. That's what I mean. It's like, I like the evolution. I like the fact that it's like, it's not just one Santa. Like this, like, Jim Broadbent's Santa is Santa the 20th.
Yeah.
And it's like actually passed down and like...
I think they do it well as well, because they keep the world building quite like simple.
No, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Like there's not like there's loads of different kind of like ideas of it, but it's never like really complex or like there's not like I'm not criticising like things like Lord of the Rings, but obviously it's like a really rich lore and there's a lot of like politics in it and a lot of things to go through. Whereas, like, with something like the Santa fantasy, it's like, it's a simple fantasy, the only things that are all...
You can have touches about it. But no, this film as well, I think it brings in the humour as well as just the nice wholesome familyness.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, the bit that always gets a bit of like a bits of like all... like tingles in a way, like a bit makes me go a bit goosebumply, is the bit at the end when it's like, when it's going through each of the names and it's like so-and-so did this... and he's happy. Santa and all that, like, and they're happy.
Yeah.
And she's happy. And then like it ended with like and at the helm is Arthur, and he made everyone happy. Or something. And I'm like, that's nice. Yeah. Moving on to number 2. Now we chose A Christmas Carol, but what we did with this, we limited ourselves. We said one Christmas Carol for this list.
Because there's so many of them.
There's so many. So kind of group this in as like the whole of Christmas Carol, but we chose one film to like mainly talk about. And which adaptation of Christmas Carol did we choose as the one?
We went with Mickey's Christmas Carol, the Disney one.
We did.
And this was a really hard one, I think, because I was torn between... I haven't really seen many of the other ones, but I was sort of torn between Mickey's Christmas Carol and The Muppet Christmas Carol, because I love them both, but I think this one just had the edge, because like Muppet Christmas Carol was a film that like it would get pulled out at school sometimes. Like they would put it on at school maybe at Christmas time, or it might be on the TV on Christmas Day, whereas the Mickey Mouse one, like, I think I had that on... I didn't have it, like, on VHS. Brad, like, in the times that I hadn't gone out and bought it, Brad recorded it off the TV on VHS, and I used to watch it, like, all through Christmas.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, loving it so much. And obviously, like, you love the characters because you grew up with them.
It's Mickey, it's Donald, it's Goofy, and I think, Scrooge McDuck.
When I was little, I never watched DuckTales, So that was my first experience of Scrooge McDuck.
Same, yeah.
And I loved him so much, I was just like, oh.
But I feel like, considering it's only a short one, it gets the essence of the story down to a T.
And I think they do it cleverly in terms of like incorporating the Disney characters into the story.
You got Pete as the ghost of Christmas
yet to come.
Christmas yet to come. Just talking about the Christmas Carol generally, it is like I love that. Like, it's one of my favourite stories. I think it's Dickens's masterpiece, if I'm being perfectly honest. Other versions I have to mention are like the Alistair Sim one. That's
really the one everyone always mentions.
Yeah, I gotta watch the George C. Scott one, but yeah, the Jim Carrey one I actually really like.
I watched. Yet to watch that yet.
That's like a Christmas Eve thing for me with the family every year, because me, my mum, dad, and my cousin, we went to see it in the cinema when it came out, and we just had kind of fond memories of coming out, and it was snowing when we came out from it, so it was just kind of like...
Yeah, it's just like, it's a tradition now.
And generally, like, the Christmas Carol, like, kind of like, just way, it's kind of just been... It's so influential that the kind of Grouch end up finding...
Crotchety old man.
Yeah, kind of like the man who just, the guy who just... The person who's like, about Christmas, and at the end, like, eventually gets the Christmas spirit. It's just kind of become a staple within Christmas stories. I mean, Grinch, like Dr. Seuss used that with that.
A Very Merry Gary Christmas.
A Very Merry Gary. We used it, and it didn't even occur to me until, like, round about this year. I'm like, oh yeah, that's very Christmas Carol-y. It's kind of just been, like, the blueprint for Christmas stories generally. Of the Grouch who eventually finds like the Christmas way.
It's like a common plot point, really.
I also think it helps with the Victorian era in the winter. It gives a kind of a more of a warmth to it. I think I always love like the Victorian era with like snow and stuff like that.
And it kind of works. It sort of works better with the plot in a way. Like, I know the plot could still apply today, but like
there was a version called Scrooged with Bill Murray, which took place more in the modern.
But I think it's more so you sort of look at it like with Bob Cratchit, you really understand like how much in poverty he is, and it makes more sense that Jacob Marley died and the whole chains hanging off and thing, and you got the big old scary house.
Visually, it's just more pleasing.
They're all things that are around today and that would apply today, but there's just something about them in that time period.
Moving on to the third film. Now, this is my favourite Christmas film of all time. This is like my favourite, and that's A Christmas Story. Directed by Bob Clark. The funny thing with this film is, I didn't grow up with this. I saw this only like when I must be about 15, 16. 17 I think I was when I first saw this film, and I didn't grow up, so it wasn't like a thing I had nostalgia with it, but watching it, every child, like it may be set in the 50s, it may be made in the 80s, but every child of any generation can relate to Ralphie in the lead up to Christmas. That you want something very specific, and you want, and as a child,
something that it's kind of a bit of an unreasonable present.
Yeah, you can ask for any other things, but you have your main one, and you go through the entire lead up to Christmas. You can't wait to go to Santa's grotto to ask him, please, can I have this? Christmas Story for me just oozes Christmas and what it's like to be a child during Christmas.
It just reminds me like when I was little, and like when you said about like that one toy that you wanted. Oh, I'm knocking the baubles. That one thing that you wanted, it wasn't like anything that my mum would mommy have, but there was like when the Rugrats movie came out, there was like this playset thing, and you got the reptile wagon, you got all the little Rugrats with it, and I wanted it so badly. And this night my mum went she went to get takeout for my dad. I went with her, and there was obviously like a shopping centre Santa in the takeaway, still in his outfit. So I was like running up to him like, Santa, can I have the reptile wagon, please?
Stuff like that Christmas Story I think just like really embodies. And what's great about it is like, it's from the point of view, it's not from the child's point of view necessarily, it's from this grown-up's point of view, from how he remembers it as a child. And then you remember it so much bigger. That's why, like, these daydreams of, like, you'll shoot your eye out, you shoot your eye out. It's just so much more like, that's how you would remember it being.
And the first time I ever watched this, I was, like, 21. It was, like, last Christmas.
I showed you for the first time.
I knew of it, and I knew some of, like, the like, more well-known, like, the bit where he gets his tongue stuck to the pole. Yeah. And the you'll shoot your eye out thing. I knew all that. And the bunny costume and the lamp where it's, like, just a leg. Like, I knew all those things. But then, like, I hadn't actually seen it right through, and I swear it's Adam West. I know it's not Adam West.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Every time I hear that voice, I'm like, Adam West? Not Adam West. So the next one, this is a film that my mum absolutely loves.
My mum loves this as well.
I think most... Do you know what, right? Most people I know love this movie, and I can't think who it was, but somebody who I know absolutely despises this film. But I'm sure there's like somebody else as well who was like an adult who hated it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that was like... They had no Christmas spirit, because this film was Elf.
Now, this came out in the cinemas when we were 8, so this was like prime childhood, like Christmas film type of thing.
See, I never saw this movie in the cinema.
Neither did I, we got copies.
Did I?
This was like Will Ferrell's like breakout role after leaving SNL, and in all honesty, the film itself kind of doesn't hold up as such, but Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf, like just, he carries this film. Like legitimately, like, you just get right down with his whole spirit of Christmas and all that.
I would agree. James Caan's pretty good too.
James Caan's great. I like Ed Asner as Santa.
Yeah.
I love the set design for the North Pole in this film.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they took a Rankin Bass.
Well, and then they stop motion, don't they?
It's great, isn't it? Yeah. And the concept of just like a grown up who a dude who like a human who accidentally just got...
It's raised by elves. It's like Tarzan, isn't it, but elves?
That's exactly what it is. But the thing is, unlike Tarzan, who's like, he just thinks he's an ape, you got this guy who's like, who just thinks
he's like
everything...
6 foot on, he thinks he's
like, he just thinks everything's just so like... wonderful, like, and then he's like, he has to have maple syrup with his spaghetti and like...
I wonder if that tastes good. I've never tried that.
I mean, some of the best jokes in this are like, when he's just running around in the...
Oh, in the door, because every kid did that.
And the bit where...
tried to do that.
Or the bit where he sees, like... He's walking by some, like, not rundown, but just, like, average coffee shop.
Yeah, it's just, like,
world's best cup of coffee, and he just runs...
like, oh my god, well done!
It's like, congratulations, well done, world's best cup of coffee. Well done, everyone. And the bit where he gets drunk and he starts dancing in the post room.
I love that bit.
Hey. But the bit that made me laugh so much was the bit with Peter Dinklage.
Oh, yeah.
Call me an elf one more time. You're an elf.
Can I offer you an aperitif?
What's what? Number 5 is a film that I'd only seen recently, as in this year. And that being The Holiday.
I can't believe you hadn't seen that before now.
No. Never have.
Oscar's a rom-com guy.
Yeah, but this was good rom-com. I watched rubbish rom-coms for laughs.
Good point. So, what did you make of The Holiday since we only watched it the other day?
After like thinking about it, it's good. I like it. I do enjoy it a lot. It's one of these films where Christmas is not at the mainstay, but it still has kind of that wholesome feel about it. I think it's where Cameron Diaz ends up like staying. That makes it kind of like...
And the bit at the end where they're all together.
Yeah, that bit, yeah.
Even though Jude Law does that weird dance.
It's my favourite thing. I said to you, like, I love walking in the room like this.
I just think of Matthew McConaughey and I don't know why. I think it's kind of like a good juxtaposition in a way though with this movie, because you kind of have like that little wholesome feel where they're like the snowy village.
Yes. And then LA.
And there's like such a contrast to it with LA.
Yeah. But like...
Because I can't imagine living like in a climate like that at Christmas. It must be. But
some people do. Some people just...
I mean, if you don't know anything different, then yeah.
Some people just know a sunny Christmas, and people just know that. What makes this a good Christmas watch for you?
I like it because it's kind of fluff. I will admit some of the writing's like totally like weird, and Cameron Diaz is really channeling Meg Ryan at some points. But
it works though.
It works.
Like, there's no bad guy in this film either.
Yeah.
It's like,
but there's no like, oh, you have to change and be the complete opposite to what you are. It's like just everything in moderation.
Like, everyone's their own person. Everyone stays the same.
Yeah. It's not like with like Cameron Diaz learns to like sort of balance out like her personal life and not like let her work take over. And
Kate Winslet learns to let go.
To let go and to be sort of like brave and go out on her own and do things.
You got the old guy there who's like the sweetest.
Oh, he's fabulous.
He's great. And you got Jack Black, who, you know,
is really he's still like got elements of like Tenacious D.
Well, it's when he's like talking about like the soundtracks in the film, and he's going like meow, like that type of thing. It's like, okay, you managed to fit that bit in there, but he's got a different side to him in this film, in a way, and Yeah, I love the thing of Jude Law. Like, you think he's just like he just goes around
he's
sleeping.
a player.
Yeah, but then it's like you think like, oh, is he got a girl around his up? It's like, yeah, he's got 2 little girls. It's his own. It's his 2 daughters.
Yeah, he's a widower.
Which is a nice little thing, isn't it? It's like, yeah, dude can do this, but he can
I was kind of waiting for that bit to come up because I was sort of waiting for it. I couldn't remember what point in the movie it was, just to see what you would make of it.
No, I like it. It's good. Again, like it's a good holiday watch because it's good like Christmas watch because everything's just so wholesome and it's kind of got that nice.
I like it as well because it's one of those films where it's like there's a few moments. Again, I've said this before. I hate the whole liar reveal thing. Yeah. Or just that bit where everyone falls out for no reason, then makes up like 10 minutes later. It really irritates me. And there's like with this movie, I think sometimes you feel like it's going to go into that territory, but then there's a surprise and it doesn't. So like with that one, you think they're going to fall out because he's gone to the last round, but then it turns out no, they end up bonding more.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, number 6 is sort of linked to something we've already discussed on the channel, and something that I remember a lot from childhood, but I've only sort of learned to appreciate more as I've got older. And it is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Chuck Jones's.
The Chuck Jones version, not the Jim Carrey one.
Starring Boris Karloff. This is a 25-minute short, but it gets everything that it needs to get within this.
Yeah. Animation's beautiful. I love the colours.
Vibrant.
I love the character designs. I mean, obviously there's strong character designs already from Dr. Zeus. But I love the facial expressions on the Grinch.
The smile.
Where his head just spins around. That used to frighten me when I was a kid. But like now I just think it's so cool. No,
it's one of these films that I hadn't seen it since I was 6. And I saw it this year for the first time since I was 6. And when I was 6 I was like, oh, it's the Grinch, it's so like, yay. But like watching it now with like more like adult eyes, it's like, oh, it's very it's got a lot more meaning to it. It makes the Ron Howard one a lot more weaker in that sense, because like I had watched the Ron Howard one for like goodness knows how long, and just be like, oh, this is kind of got the vibe, I guess, not fully, but yeah, whatever. But like once you actually know, like with the animated version, which is fantastic, is like how much like it's got like so much like it's got a message behind it in the sense of like as soon as like the Grinch just steals all these presents and he's like waiting for them. They don't skip a beat. They just immediately just go out and still sing. It's like, and it's like, oh no, it's not about just like, like it's the perfect message for Christmas. Where it's like, no, it's not about just presents and presents. It's
appreciating what you've got.
It's not the materialistic thing. It's about who you've got at this time and being appreciative of it and just being like, and just being and coming together to be good.
Because kind of like in the story, I don't doubt they probably all woke up and were like, oh, but then they were kind of like, oh well, we've got our health.
It's not like in Ron Howard's where it's like, the Grinch ruined Christmas! And it had
Christmas is over!
And it had to take like a family to be like, chill.
Yeah, there's like literally a grown man screaming about a little girl in a town square. Like it gets that bad.
Yeah, exactly. But no, this is like a good wholesome thing. Animation's beautiful. It's not that long at all. It's worth taking like 25 minutes out of your day.
Oh yeah, I would absolutely agree.
It's a great little watch and it's nice and wholesome and Dr. Seuss's best work.
Seuss.
In my opinion.
Dr. Seuss.
Right, number 7. We've mentioned Christmas Carol. We mentioned The Grinch. I would say this is like the 3rd film in like the trinity of what most people consider as like.
See, you say that, but I think there's another film on this list that might creep in there.
The wide majority of people kind of hold these 3 films as like. They think about this when they think Christmas. And that is No, I'm fine, thank you. And that is Frank Capra's 1946 film, It's a Wonderful Life. Now, I'd seen this film a few years back for the first time on DVD. I've now seen it 3 times, twice in the cinema. You've seen it only in the cinema, haven't you?
I've seen it twice in the cinema.
Which, in a cinema where it's kind of like a theatre setup, so that probably really helps with your experience on it.
Well, it does, because like it's a really old school screening.
Yeah.
So you've got like velvet seats and you've got a big red curtain up.
Yeah.
So it just gives it that Christmas feel. You've got them cooking popcorn, so it just smells really good. Everyone's like really snuggled up together. It's just really nice.
And everyone applauds at the end.
Yeah.
What do you like about It's a Wonderful Life for Christmas time, Sophie?
What can you not like about it, really?
I know, right? It's like, yeah. It's the last third that gets proper Christmassy, though, isn't it? And it's, but it doesn't stop it from being a full-blown Christmas classic.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think it's so lovely. It's such a nice film. I always get teary at the end. Mm-hmm. I just think everything about it's just, like, really lovely.
It's when everyone's singing the song and then, like, the bell rings. It's like, Daddy, look! Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. And then you get just Jimmy Stewart like, that's right. Attaboy, Clarence. It's like,
I always get like,
Jimmy Stewart might be the most likeable actor of all time.
I have like the most huge crush on him. He's so cute.
He's literally the most likeable man, like, actor ever, closely followed by Tom Hanks, but I think Jimmy Stewart's like just...
He's got that edge, he's got that edge. He's like the old school Tom Hanks, isn't he?
But it's like, even when he gets kind of angry, it's like, you kind of understand, it's like, no, George, don't.
You're like, don't get mad, no, come, hug. It's just got that really, even though you weren't alive in that time period, it's got that really nostalgic feel, like, I don't know, it just makes you think, like, I don't know, this sounds really weird, it makes me think of my grandparents.
Yeah, no, with, and it's just one of these films where it's like, I could watch it and I just instantly want to watch some 40s, 50s films. I'm like, right, what can I watch now? Yeah. What Hitchcock do I have? Stuff like that. It's just mainly Hitchcock because I just want to watch more Jimmy Stewart and he's being a stickler. So I'm like, I just want to watch more Jimmy Stewart. It does enhance on the big screen as a person who can say that, who's watched it on DVD and in the cinema. It definitely helps being in the cinema with people.
Oh yeah, I would agree for sure. Not that I've watched it at home yet, but I think
we kind of do that with some hot chocolate and just watch it just generally. But no, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a wonderful film.
Right, this movie was something that I was going to see when it came out. I was supposed to see it in the cinema and never got round to it for some reason. I think it was a thing where I was supposed to... It was one of those things, we've mentioned it on the channel before, people say, oh, I'll come and see that with you. Yes. And then they just don't.
Yes.
So it was one of those movies. And I only got to see it... The first time I watched it was with you.
Yep, last year.
Yep, last year was
that was my first time as well.
And I absolutely love this film. I know a lot of people are kind of like shitting on it and stuff. And some people just don't. They think it's bad. But I don't know, there's just something about it. And this film is Krampus. Krampus
from the same director as Trick or Treat, which we have praised. I
can't praise Trick or Treat enough.
Trick or Treat is literally the quintessential Halloween film. And this is like kind of like become the modern day quintessential Christmas horror film.
Yeah. I mean, everyone kind of raves about Black Christmas. And
I'm one of those people.
I have yet to like properly watch it. I've seen the remake, which was like horrific.
The original, that's an honorable mention for me. The original Black Christmas from 1974.
But this movie, I just really like it. I love that there's so many practical effects.
Yes.
I love the characters, even though some of them are awful. But part of that's the humour of it.
Yeah.
I love the little stop motion segment.
Best part of the film, I think. The Krampus design is absolutely really amazing.
It's one of those a few times where you actually see the creature and you don't feel like, ugh. I mean, some people might feel like that, but personally I didn't. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was unique and weird. Because it just kind of looks like a skeleton Santa, doesn't it? It's like really weird but cool.
But what separates this film from what a Christmas horror film could be, it's not just... It's not like Silent Night, Deadly Night, where it's Christmas time, it's just random, just gore. It's got a wholesome vibe to it, I feel.
Yeah, well, there's like a little bit of a message in there, isn't there? It's like, don't give up on Christmas, or don't give up on family, or like...
It builds...
Even though you don't necessarily, like, if people in your family annoy you, like, it doesn't mean to say that, like, you should all hate each other sort of thing.
Exactly.
Like, everyone's different.
Exactly. And it's kind of like...
And not be selfish at Christmas, that's kind of another thing.
And how I was on about with Arthur Christmas, how that built lore, this kind of got a bit, like, we got, like, lore built around Krampus, the anti-Santa, and it's like, it builds a bit more on that, like, a thing like if you wish away type of thing. Like, whatever you wish for, you'll get at Christmas, near enough. And if you wish for something nice, Santa will bring it to you. If you wish something for nasty, Santa doesn't do that, it's Krampus, it was sorted out for you. Again, just a wholesome feel, like nice swan colours, kind of like that family atmosphere.
I love that one little section where they all fall asleep, you know, when the uncle's supposed to be keeping watch, and they've got the iPad on, it's got like 1% on the battery.
Yeah.
I think Silent Night's, is it Silent Night that's playing, I think?
Something like that, yeah, and then it just goes...
And then it just cuts out.
And then we get like rabbit gingerbread men, and then
it's just like really
that weird bird creature thing.
That's whoever came up with that. Wow.
Yeah.
What even is... And the like, the Jack in the Box thing that's like a big wind tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah, I want like an art book of like this, because
that would be wonderful.
Designs were like amazing.
I would love a game like that.
This is the perfect example of like, if they CG'd this, it just wouldn't hold up. It just wouldn't have the same effect. It wouldn't like have the same Christmas vibe, I don't think. Because I think part of the joy about Christmas stuff is like everything feels all handmade. And
obviously,
just
there's
very,
CG elements to it, but
the gingerbread men are CG.
But it kind of works when it needs to.
Yeah, but it's like part of like the joy of Christmas. I think like, because like Christmas films, everything's always just so handmade.
Yeah.
Like everything just feels like very like handcrafted, so I think if it was just CG it would feel very corporate.
Oh yeah.
But with this it feels very passionate. On to number 9 now. And now this one's a childhood classic for me. One's a lovely nostalgic one for me. We're back to Mickey Mouse, and it's Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas.
Once Upon a Christmas.
Once Upon a Christmas. Twice Upon a Christmas is alright as well, even if the CG animation's kind of it doesn't hold up necessarily.
Oh yeah, is that the one where Daisy's like an ice skater?
Yeah. And then like Huey, Dewey and Louie go to like the North Pole and stuff like that. Well, like that one's a bit more fantastical. This one's very grounded. The story, it's kind of it's a little mini anthology thing. The stories are Huey, Dewey and Louie, they wake up, and it's kind of like Groundhog Day, and they kind of like taking Christmas.
I love that one. That one's so good.
And they're kind of taking Christmas for granted, and then they finally realise it's like, oh no.
Yeah, like we want it to be Christmas every day, and then it is, and they're like, oh god, this is awful.
And then they realise like, no, part of the joy of Christmas is like actually like
that it's only once a year, and it's something to look forward to. It's like everything in moderation.
And they give to Uncle Donald and stuff like that, and they like join in with the family festivities and stuff like that. It's not just like, let's play with the sleighs, whee, and then that's it. It's like, yeah, that's fun of it all, but it's like, it's the whole point of it. It's like to like be with family, and then you've also got the time with Goofy and Max, a younger Max, and it's like Max is like, Santa's not real, and Goofy's trying to be like, yes, he does exist, Max, and then it's all that stuff, and then it's like,
that's a cute one.
That's a good like Bond one. And then the final one is Mickey and Minnie. They're both kind of like, they don't have enough money, and like Mickey wants to get like the necklace thing for Minnie's locket that he got for Minnie, and what he has to end up doing, he has to end up selling his harmonica to afford the necklace. Again, this one's so, I just like think of Christmas instantly with this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this just feels like long Christmas story. But like the difference is I grew up with this one. Like I watched this like in my old house.
Yeah.
Like when we had this tree. It's like this tree's been with us. This tree's been with me for a lot. This one, and I've had that I just associate with childhood being like 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Just watching it, and it just feels like all nice and warm, and I just love it. It's like if there's any definition of Disney magic and Christmas magic merging, it's this one.
So this is another one that I only saw last year. Somehow I've not seen this till recently, and it's Miracle on 34th Street.
Came a year after It's a Wonderful Life, so a good 2 years for Christmas films, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes, one about the original, not the
Mara Wilson.
Not the Mara Wilson, Richard Attenborough one. We're on about the Natalie Wood, Edmund Gwynn one. This might be my favourite Santa in any film.
I get where you're coming from with that one. This was a film. I just never got around to watching it. I know my gran's a big fan of this one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But it just was really lovely. It was better than I was expecting.
It kind of turns into a courtroom film, but it works. But it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the whole it's one of these things where it's like, even if he wasn't Santa, I always look for it from a proper Christmassy thing. I'm like, yeah, he totally was. He was the real Santa. But even if he wasn't, so what? He's giving joy and he's making people happy.
So why
and that's the point of Christmas.
I'll tell you what I love, which bit I love. You know when he's like first working in the department store and there's a kid who wants something.
I love it, and it's like.
And he's like, "No, go here. They've got it there." And then it becomes a whole marketing campaign by that department store.
Go to Macy's or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, but like I also love the little bit where it's like this person, they bring this little girl. This person brings this little girl as Santa, and he talks to her, and then she's like, oh, she can't speak English. She just wanted to see you. And then he just starts speaking this different language to her. I know they did kind of like a nice little different thing in the remake. They did a thing where it was a deaf girl and he started sign language, like speaking sign to her. It's like, it's just so like that. It's like, yes, that's like, he may not be the real Santa, but that's what Santa is.
Yeah.
Like that, like, it's just a loving old man who just wants to give joy at this time. And that's just the simple point. Again, we're saying that's Christmas, but that's just what it is. If It's a Wonderful Life isn't Christmassy for you, and you still want a classic-y film...
Started off with It's a Wonderful Life and then go to
Miracle on 34th Street. It's a wonderful film. The trailer's amazing as well. Watch the trailer for Miracle.
That's a big one because Oscar never normally advocates trailers.
No, it's literally that and Psycho and Rope, which are the 3 best trailers. So go and watch like. Those,
old school trailers were good.
They're the best ones because all they're doing is saying, watch the film. Like, they don't show you.
Which is really what the point of a trailer is when you think about it.
On to 11. Now, this is the first time I watched this film this year. It's kind of a staple. Kind of with Christmas and kind of with Halloween as well. You know it. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Do you want to talk more about this one? Because I personally think this is more of a Halloween film than I do a Christmas film. It's still definitely a Christmas film.
It's a good thing in the middle of the two. I think this is like a good November movie.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this when I was about 12 or 13.
Okay.
Maybe like first year of secondary school.
Okay.
And it was one of those films where the first time I watched it I was like, oh, okay. And then I kind of grew to really like it. Because
I've only seen this once and I think it's okay, but I might grow to like it once I see it.
The more I watched it, the more I enjoy it, sort of thing.
I love the songs. That's the main thing that I have to praise.
I love the stop motion as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, this film's quite interesting because everyone thinks... A lot of people seem to think Tim Burton directed it and he didn't. Story
and characters. That's his contribution to this film.
Yeah, did he produce?
Yeah, he produced it as well, yeah. But it is very Tim Burton-y, but Henry Selick directed it, who went on to direct Coraline.
I think the best bit of the movie for me is like the intro.
This is Halloween.
But I love, and you know what aspect I really love? I think it's so creative. You know the section where there's just all the trees with the doors.
Yeah.
For different seasons.
Yeah.
Different holidays. Sorry.
What I love about this film is just Jack Skellington, how he's just so like wide-eyed, like wow with everything.
It's sort of like the Buddy the Elf effect, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he didn't want to ruin Christmas in Christmas Town. He just thinks like, well, where I come from, we like severed heads and rats and snakes eating your trees and stuff like that.
We'll do our version of Christmas.
Yeah, I just want to be a part of it. Like, that's what it is. He just went about the wrong way with kidnapping Santa. And the 12th and final Christmas film. What is it, Sophie?
It is the Santa Claus.
Yes.
The Santa Claus. You hadn't seen this up until a few days ago either.
I've seen bits. I've seen scenes.
A bit like me with A Christmas Story, I think.
Yeah. I saw the sequels. I've seen the sequels.
I love that you've seen the sequels, but you never saw the first one.
I want to see the third one in the cinemas.
Of course, because that's where you always start with a film.
No, I saw the second one, then I saw the third.
Imagine watching Kill Bill 2 first. This was a film that... It was like, I always saw the trailer when I was small. I had a VHS tape of Homeward Bound. And
it's one of those where like the
it was like the trailer was on the beginning and I could quote the trailer like word for word. It was one of those movies where I watched the VHS that much so it broke.
Everyone had one of those things where you would like know the trailers because you watched the VHS so many times.
So I remember that out of all the trailers on there, that was the only one I really remember. And I like remember it really well. In fact, when the video's over, I'll show you the trailer.
Okay.
And like I just remembered, like I didn't see it for like such a while, like, a long time, because back then like I wasn't massively into live action Disney. Like I was small.
Yeah.
I think I loved Homeward Bound because cats and dogs, obviously.
You're like that now, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that now. I haven't changed much, but I think obviously like with some of the other things I wasn't really into them, and then as I got older, I started watching more like the live action things. I remember watching it and I thought it was okay. And then the more I watched it, the more I enjoyed it. And I find Tim Allen can be quite insufferable, but I enjoy him in this.
Yeah, I think Tim Allen is excellent in this film. I think he makes a wonderful Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, you would never think of that though. Like,
no.
But when he actually, by the end of it, when he is Santa, it's like really good. I love the practical reindeer effects.
Yeah.
They're so goofy, but it's great. I love that they cast children as the elves.
Yeah, that's great, but they're all like acting like they're 100 odd.
I love the sets as well.
Yeah, the set design
for
really
the North
nice.
Pole. I think the set design's lovely. And I love like how it's like when you think about how unreasonable like people are kind of being like when it's like they're all up in arms because initially because their son's like, oh yeah, Santa's real. And how about Tim Allen kind of goes from he's not into Christmas really. He puts on a bit of a face for his son.
Yeah.
But then gradually he sort of gets like really into it.
Well, he becomes Santa, so he's like...
Obviously, you can't really get much more into it than that, I guess. Do you know what I love as well? That one thing, there's a bit where he's like, where he is Tim Allen, and he's like taking the presents down. There's that little girl asleep.
Yeah.
And she's like, why do you do it with me? He's like, Santa's watching his saturated fats.
Yeah.
And then he's like dead grouchy, and then he goes back like the next year.
He's like, why's the milk sour? It's like, you said you were lactose intolerant.
So she's giving him soy milk.
Yeah. It can be a bit goofy and cliched, I think, at times.
Yeah.
But when it's Christmas, you let that stuff slide. You let that, like, go.
There's bound to be someone who's like, no, you don't!
So that is our 12 favourite Christmas films together. And we have one more thing to do before we end this video. We both have got presents for each other, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Where's the one you got for me?
Mine looks considerably smaller than yours, but I have no idea what you bought me, but this one was quite expensive, so...
Sophie.
I'm not bragging about how much his present cost.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, there's tinsel in the box. God, you went all out this year, didn't you? Hot chocolate. Proper hotel chocolate, hot chocolate.
Hey, I got some Charlie Chaplin for Christmas. She knows me very well.
Oh, have you just raided hotel chocolate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, this is amazing.
And all of it's vegan as well.
Oh, yay. I can actually have Nutella with you now.
Yeah.
Oh, the chocolate orange. I'm getting so excited by this. I felt bad because I knew you were getting me I know it's not about how much you buy, but I knew you were getting me a few things. Oh
Sophie.
Wow! It's got a penguin on it.
Sophie, you've technically got me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 films.
I think that's just me in a nutshell. When I buy stuff, I'm always like, is that enough? Is it enough? Should there be more?
Look at that! Oh, the design on this is actually pretty amazing.
I haven't actually had a proper look at it because it came, and I was like, I'm gonna have to hide it so he doesn't see it.
For anyone who knows me, Charlie Chaplin's my favourite director. So.
Oh, these look amazing. Oh, this sweet. I'm never going to buy sweets for a month now. But you've done such a good job of wrapping it. Well,
my mother wrapped it.
Yeah, I knew you unwrapped it, but she's done a good job. Oh, I love these. These are one of the best things. If you go to hotel, I'm not promoting hotel chocolate, but if you go, buy these because they're so good.
Do you know what was amusing?
We
went round all around the shop trying to look for some. Literally look at the back of everything.
Everything.
Didn't realise though they had a little vegan shelf.
You sausage. Fancy doing that. Oh, you know me so well. Gin and cherry jam. Morello. I love Morello cherries. They're the best thing in the world. And so is gin, for that matter. Yes! Oh, yes. I've wanted to try this for ages. Hang on, the sellotape stuck to it. I've wanted to try this for so long. Cocoa gin.
That was the initial thing I went to get. But
Is that what you went to get for me?
But I thought I would make a little.
Oh, thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you very much for mine. I can now show you all these.
You can. We can have a full day just watching.
I can now right the wrongs of the fact I haven't shown you a single Charlie Chaplin film. We've been together for a bit over a year now, and I've not done this yet.
Yeah, what has happened?
I know, right? I showed you 12 Angry Men, which is my favourite film, so I at least did that within the first few months, actually. From everyone within the Heel crew, so Gary as well, we wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. We hope you, we hope, I could say I hope you all get what you want, but the important thing is I hope you just all enjoy the day and just have a great time just giving to people who would appreciate what would get for them, and watch a very Merry Christmas. That's the
the most important thing.
Other important thing.
That's exactly what
Christmas.
You need to do, and eat lots of food because food's good.
Because food's good, and guys, till next time, have a very Merry Christmas
from everyone here.
From everyone here. I don't think this will be the last video of the year. It probably won't be. The Christmas videos usually are. But if it is, which it might not be, but if it is, we'll see you in 2018. Until next time, Merry Christmas, and see you later. Bye-bye.